I've always been afraid of mirrors. There's something unsettling about seeing your own reflection staring back at you, almost as if it's a glimpse into another world, a parallel dimension where things aren't quite right. But it wasn't until I moved into my new apartment that my fear turned into something much more sinister. The apartment was old, with creaky floorboards and drafty windows that rattled in the wind. But what bothered me the most was the mirror in the bedroom. It was an antique piece, ornately framed with intricate designs etched into the glass. Every time I looked into it, I felt as though someone, or something, was watching me from the other side. At first, I brushed off the feeling as mere paranoia. But as the days passed, strange things began to happen. I would catch glimpses of movement in the mirror when I was alone in the room, shadows darting across the glass as if trying to escape my gaze. And sometimes, when I woke up in the middle of the night, I could swear I saw a figure standing behind me, its shape obscured by the darkness. I tried to ignore it, telling myself it was just my imagination running wild. But one night, as I lay in bed trying to fall asleep, I heard a soft whisper coming from the direction of the mirror. "Let me out," it said, the voice barely more than a whisper. I froze, my heart pounding in my chest. Was I imagining things, or had the voice truly come from the mirror? I hesitated for a moment, then mustered up the courage to speak. "Who are you?" I whispered back, my voice trembling. There was no response, only silence. But the feeling of unease lingered, and I found myself unable to sleep for the rest of the night. The next day, I decided to do some research on the mirror. I searched online for any information I could find, but there was nothing out of the ordinary. It seemed like an ordinary antique mirror, with no mention of any supernatural occurrences. But deep down, I knew there was something sinister lurking within its depths. That night, as I lay in bed once again, I couldn't shake the feeling of dread that washed over me. I stared at the mirror, watching as the shadows danced across its surface. And then, suddenly, I saw it. A figure standing behind me, its features shrouded in darkness. I wanted to scream, to run away and never look back. But I was paralyzed with fear, unable to move as the figure drew closer. And then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, it vanished, leaving me alone in the darkness once again. I knew then that I had to get rid of the mirror, to banish whatever evil lurked within its depths. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't bring myself to do it. It was as if the mirror had a hold on me, trapping me in its web of darkness. Days turned into weeks, and still, I couldn't escape the feeling of dread that consumed me. I stopped sleeping, afraid of what I might see when I closed my eyes. And then, one night, as I lay in bed staring at the mirror, I saw it again, the figure standing behind me, its eyes filled with malice. This time, I knew I had to act. With trembling hands, I reached for the mirror and tore it from the wall, shattering the glass into 1,000 pieces. And as the shards fell to the ground, I felt a sense of relief wash over me, as if a weight had been lifted from my shoulders. But the relief was short-lived, for as I looked down at the broken pieces of glass, I saw something that chilled me to the bone. A shadowy figure staring back at me, its eyes filled with hatred. And then, with a chilling whisper, it spoke. "Thank you for letting me out."